The Timely Sidelite system provides a user-friendly installation. They are fire rated up to 60 minutes and will meet most glazed opening requirements. Since our Sidelite system is pre-finished, special fabrication and costly time delays are avoided. The tools required: 6-foot magnetic level, 3-foot level, electric screw gun, number 3 Phillips tip recommended for hinge screws, number 2 Phillips tip recommended for drywall screws, Phillips head screwdriver, combination square, scriber, pencil, tape measure, chalk line, pry bar, hammer, safety glasses. The Timely engineering sheet is located on the back of your sales order and inside each mullion box. The sheet contains the details to match up the carton labels with the components, a drawing of the frame, sizes, and components with cross-reference numbers for assembly. The sales order number, item number, and carton number will match the carton labels. Measure the rough opening. Timely calls for 1 1/4 inch over in width and 1 inch over in height. The unit being installed is 6 feet 8 inches, so the height would be 6 feet 9 inches. To determine the width, add 3 feet for the door, 2 inches for the mullion, 10 inches for the sidelight, and 1 1/4 over, making it 4 feet 1 1/4 inches. Take all the components out of the cartons and lay out on the floor as shown. All of the mullion brackets need to be installed first. Establish a center line for the mullion bracket on the header by measuring from the stop on the end of the frame and the measurement called out for on the drawing, and scribe a line on the stop. Align the V-notch in the mullion bracket with the line previously scribed on the stop. Apply the first screw at a 45-degree angle to secure the bracket to the doorstop. Keep the bracket aligned with the scribed line. Apply remaining 2 screws to complete the bracket installation. Repeat the same procedure for applying the mullion bracket to the strike mullion and the sidelight jamb. Install the floor channel over the finished floor. Use a straight edge so it is parallel to the wall, or use a chalk line on each side of the wall and center the floor channel in between the chalk lines. Make sure the floor channel is in line and butts up against the wall. Then install 3 screws through the floor channel on the strike side and 1 screw on the wall side. Using the Timely floor channel is encouraged, as it will maintain a more secure opening and uniform look. Install the sill loosely in place. Remove the tie strap with hammer facing the door opening. Bend the ears of the sill facing the door slightly inward. Sleeve the sidelight jamb over the wall and set on the sill in the alignment tab. Install the header. See if this is achievable by sliding into place. If not, tilt into sidelight jamb. Sleeve the hinge jamb over the wall. Attach the horizontal mullion to the sidelight jamb and fasten to the mullion bracket on each side. Make sure the outer portion of the insert faces down. Set the strike mullion in place and engage with a mullion bracket on the header. Working from the door side, place a level on the header. If your level indicates that the hinge jamb side is higher than the strike jamb, fasten 1 screw in the header over the hinge jamb. Align the corner of the hinge jamb with the corner of the header and fasten at an upwards angle at the top of the hinge jamb to ensure the hinge jamb is snug to the header. If your level indicates that the hinge jamb is lower than the strike jamb, lift the header until it is level and fasten 1 screw in the header over the hinge jamb. Lift the hinge jamb tight to the header. Align the corner of the hinge jamb with the corner of the header and fasten at an upwards angle at the top of the hinge jamb to ensure the hinge jamb is snug to the header. Plumb the hinge jamb using a 6-foot magnetic level. Apply one screw to the bottom of the frame. Check with tape measure from the hinge jamb to the strike mullion at the bottom to be sure 36 inches or larger dimension is met. Apply one screw at every clip on the hinge jamb at the door side only. The frame must be anchored with one fastener at each clip to maintain fire rating requirements. Apply the hinges to the door. Remove the pin from the top hinge installed in the door and apply the loose hinge leaf to the top hinge emboss of the frame. Hang the door by matching the hinge leaves and replacing the pin, and then fasten the remaining hinges to the frame. Close the door in order to align the frame with the door. Begin with the header using a screwdriver through the alignment slot closest to the strike mullion. Create an equal gap between the top of the door and the header. Fasten the header above the strike mullion and the remainder of the header at every clip on the door side only. Pull the header tight to the hinge jamb on the opposite side, making sure the corner of the header and the corner of the hinge jamb are properly aligned. Fasten the corner of the header, and then fasten the top of the hinge jamb at an upwards angle to ensure the hinge jamb is snug to the header. Make certain the hinge jamb is square to the wall and fasten at the bottom. Fasten the remainder of the hinge jamb at every clip. Remove the strike mullion. Raise the Sidelite jamb by using a pry bar under the sill to bring the jamb tight to the header, making sure the corner of the header and the corner of the Sidelite jamb are properly aligned. Fasten the top of the Sidelite jamb at a 45-degree angle. Replace the strike mullion and fasten to the mullion bracket on the header on both sides. Fasten horizontal mullion to the mullion bracket on both sides. Check the margin at the bottom of the door and secure the Sidelite jamb at the bottom. Raise the sill using a pry bar tight to the Sidelite jamb and then fasten to the sill into the floor channel. Repeat same step for strike mullion and fasten. Repeat the above steps on the opposite side. Fasten the remainder of the Sidelite jamb at every clip. Fasten the bottom of the strike mullion to the sill on each side. On the opposite side of the door, pull the header tight to the Sidelite jamb, making sure the corner of the header and the corner of the Sidelite jamb are properly aligned. Fasten the corner of the header and then fasten the remainder of the header at every clip. Now the frame is completely anchored and ready for casing installation. The Timely casing installs and removes easily due to our unique clip design. Our clips hold our various casings secure and flush against the wall. Corner alignment pieces are provided with all of our casings to create a tight miter. If using our TA8 casing, the corner alignment pieces known as miter guard are factory installed to the vertical casings. Let's apply the casing, starting with the header first. Center the header casing, allowing for equal distance on both ends. Roll the casing over one clip toward the door and with the tap of a hand securing the casing on the center clip. You could damage or dimple the casing if you strike it directly in the center with your hand or a rubber mallet. Anchor the upright casing, making sure the casing is clipped over the outside and with the tap of a hand on the inside. When applying the vertical strike mullion casing, make sure the longer side of the casing is facing the Sidelite. On horizontal mullion casing, make sure the longer side of the casing faces down. Apply the casing to the sill. The casing can be adjusted slightly to make sure the miters are all tight and neat. Next, apply the casing to the opposite side. Apply the silencers to the frame. The last thing to do is install our adjustable T-strike. The strike consists of a C-section and the cup section, which can be moved back and forth to allow a 1/4 inch of adjustment. Fasten the C-section in the center of the adjustment, close door, then adjust as necessary. The Timely Sidelite system is not only easy to install, it is an excellent value and maintains the highest quality in steel frame technology.